How long will you need me for? Too, just so I know.
Actually, we'll probably run for at least an hour if it's okay. Are you okay with that? Or is that too long?
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was, yeah, that's gonna be too long. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was gonna be
Okay.
an hour interview.
Okay. Well, actually, it's
Yeah,
technically
because
it's
I
more than
mean, I can go to.
we normally run more than an hour, but we can run it shorter than
Okay.
that if we need shorter if we need to. Just what we'll do is we'll play it by ear,
Okay.
and then
All right.
just kind of yeah, and that's no problem. That's no problem because since we are having the
yeah, because short.
say what now?
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
running
yeah, 'cause
live.
this is short. Yeah, it was short notice. Yeah, 'cause I would have been prepared if I knew like ahead of time. I would be happy to do an hour, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty much until 7:30.
Oh,
So I have
okay.
some things I gotta do. Well, 6:30, 7:30 Eastern time. I mean,
Oh, okay.
so I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be an hour interview. So
That's fine.
Boss, you're
Yeah.
running live right now on the website,
I
so
know. I know.
just to
okay.
let you know that.
Thank you for letting me
Oh,
know.
sorry,
Thank you.
sorry, sorry.
Uh huh.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm ready.
Thank you for letting me know. We're gonna go live.
You're welcome.
Let me do this real quick. So let's go. Let's go live. Okay, we are live. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Hold on 1 second. We are almost there. Hold on. Come on, there it is. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm here.
All right.
The recording has started.
Yeah! What it do, world? Yogi 1AO, WBOKRadio.com, the Encore Live Show, the Jukebox app. One click, and you can hear your favorite artist music anytime you want. Mobile, desktop, HNIC Mitchell, let's go! Hey! Bringing you the best in entertainment, from the basement labs to our fam that's worldwide famous. Shining light on talent that was told. Taking shots to success was aimless. Broadcasting overseas, can you blame us? Don't believe us, you can ask the master the ratings. You can tune into the conversation. WBOKRadio.com, the Encore Live Show, each and every Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. HNIC Mitchell, let's go! Call it right now to give you shout outs at 72770-4700, access code 419819. Let's go!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing out there tonight?
That's right. That's right, everybody.
That's right, Charles, and we got Miss Music on the line. Miss Music, how are you doing, sweetheart?
What's up, everybody? I'm doing great. It's Saturday the
All right.
14th and July 2018. Boss, man, we got somebody phenomenal in the house tonight.
Wow, wow. Okay, okay. Who we got?
Oh, boy, we got sent over from Mr. Angelo Ellerby from Double Exposure Media. He sent us tonight somebody totally spectacular. I'm talking like this dude has done so many things in the music industry between hip hop and jazz and R&B. We got on the line tonight with us Mr. Nabate Isles. Everybody, welcome Mr. Nabate Isles here on WBOK Radio and the Encore Live Show tonight. What's up, Papa? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the time.
Well, it's an honor tonight to have you, King, in the house. Definitely, you are a king in the music industry. I'm talking, you hold Grammys. You have hits with major people, most deaf. Um, you got Kendrick Lamar. I mean, we have somebody that's right here on the line with us right now that is just, you are so beneficial to the industry that it's
Muted.
just unreal that we have the opportunity to have the short time with you today on our show. I just want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know exactly who you are. That way they can check you out and hear the same things I've heard, which we're going to hear some of your music tonight.
Oh wow, thank you. Yeah, yeah. So much going on. I have my album Eclectic Excursions, which will be available digitally July 5th on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, all the digital platforms. Also, CDs will be out as well. To vinyl later on this summer, like pretty much into like like late summer or in September. Vinyl will be ready on the album. But yeah, but I've had two singles with featuring on the first one, "Find Your Light," featuring the great Alita Moses, great young singer, and it's a song just about people finding their light, finding what their passion is, and going with their passion instead of being content and doing things that they don't really want to do. And we have like pretty much what 95% of the people enjoy what they do, and all of us that are in this conversation are within the 5% for sure. Because I can hear the love that you all have for what you do and with your show, and I certainly am doing what I love and playing music um, and everything, and composing and creating music. So, but Find Your Light's the first single, and then the second single is Laid Back with the great Elzai, great MC from Detroit, who is doing great things. And recently, his recent work with Crisis, the Jericho Jackson collaboration that they did, has been getting a lot of buzz. So I had to have Elzai on the track. And always respected him as a lyricist. And then the hook is sang by Jordan, who's a Canadian singer, a very well-known Canadian singer. So it's great to have that dynamic of Laid Back, and the message of that song is to just keep your head up with all the haters, all the doubters out there, all the adversity, all the obstacles that stand in your way. Just keep your head up and stay laid back and focused and relaxed. So that's what that song is about. So yeah, just those two, and those are basically the only two tracks on the album with vocals. The other track with vocals actually is a piece, a standard called "Strange Fruit," which we all know is a piece, very a piece about the plight of black people in this country, and of course, it's still going on to this day. So definitely, I felt that doing "Strange Fruit." Well, expressing my own version of Strange Fruit was very important for this day and time, and that featured a great young singer by the name of Michael Mayo, and everything. So yeah, so just a lot of diverse music, different styles, different variables, different flavors, so different ingredients. So it's something that's near and dear to me, especially like being inspired by a lot of the Quincy Jones records of the '60s, '70s, and '80s that just had Quincy would just had so many great artists and so many great genres of music, and that all like all like meshed together because it's all related. All of this music is related. It's a family tree. So.
Exactly. So Excursions is actually the new album that just came out this summer of 2018. Now, what everybody doesn't understand that you're not just a Grammy award-winning trumpeter, but you're a composer. You produce music, you songwrite to an extent when it comes to your instrumentals and stuff like that. How did you come about doing all this? Like, where did Nabaste come from? Where did you come
Yeah.
from?
Well, born and raised in New York City, is born in Manhattan, raised in Queens, and my father hosted a radio show himself on WBAI, a jazz radio show, by the name of Musical Expressions, and that he had that show during my years, like pretty much when he started when I was 8 years old, and that's when I started to play trumpet and play guitar as well. So I played trumpet at my elementary school, And then I played guitar at the Harlem School of the Arts, which I'm sure you all know, one of the top art schools, for African American Latino children. But all colors go there. But it's based in Harlem, so it's a school that's been around for over 45 years. So I got my like training there, but I wasn't really serious about the music really. I wanted to be a baseball player. I was more into sports, it's so funny that my passion for sports put me into. I also produced for NBA radio on Sirius XM, so I'm a producer as well. So it's just very interesting how like those two passions I had as a child have come full circle and to what I do now. But anyway, musically, yeah, I didn't really wasn't really interested until I was 12 when I played in front of my junior high school. The great trumpet player John Faddis had me play in front of my junior high school, and we yeah, and I improvised for the first time, and it was such a great feeling, and also being in front of my peers and playing and performing and having them cheering for me. That really, I was like, whoa, this is really. It was a great feeling. It was a great high. Um, and I think the high. It wasn't the cheering, but an encouragement. I think more of the high was making up musical ideas as I went along. That was what really like was like, whoa, this set a tone for me. So I started to practice a lot, and then started to compose when early part of high school, and won all types of awards for composing and arranging when I was in high school, and summer programs too. So it was just more into, and at this time too, I was at this time I was listening to always a lot of what was going on, and especially coming from Queens, like that's when hip hop was at the zenith. Like the quality of hip hop was at the zenith during my high school years. You have Queens cats like G Rap and Nas and Mobb Deep and Tribe, of course. Tribe is like my favorite group, and of course from Long Island you have Public Enemy and Rakim and Pharoah Monch from Queens, like Organized Confusion. I was just all into that music, especially derived from Queens. And like the samples, that's was interesting. The samples, especially the samples that Tribe Called Quest would use, really got me into the Blue Note records of the late '60s. Like not just like the swing albums I was listening to a lot. I was listening to a lot of bebop, but then it got me into like more of like the fusion aspect of the music. Like R&B, jazz, and soul, and all the Blue Note records, the CTI records, Creed Taylor produced records, and of course Quincy getting more into his music. So really, the samples of Tribe Called Quest and of Mobb Deep and et cetera, like all those samples, those jazzy like soulful samples, really got me into that music. Stax records and Motown and like and my mom had all the vinyl anyway that she would listen to, but I wasn't really into it until high school, where I started to be put it like more of an incorporate more of that music into my playing and into my composing. So yeah, so it's just a lot of influences that hit me like at a young age, and into my adolescent ages in high school and college, and it kind of molded me into who I am today, plus the experiences as a musician and all the people I played with and the experiences and what I've learned. It just molded everything together to
Unmuted.
create eclectic
Oh,
excursions.
man, I tell you,
Wow.
actually, I'm going to
Yeah,
take a
you've
second, real
I
quick,
see that you've
to talk to him real quick,
performed,
Miss
toured,
Music.
and recorded.
Let me take a second, real quick, to talk to him. We I actually took a I took a I took a second, and I was trying to put those songs that we have up at the last minute, and for some reason it's not taking those. We do have a couple of tracks that we can at least show your talent to the people, so we will have to at least go with what we got for now. But what we're going to do is we're also going to send them to links to your other stuff as well, if that's okay. Are you okay with that, Miss? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no worries, no
Okay,
worries,
okay.
absolutely.
All right. What we're gonna do right now, then, okay, and I appreciate you understanding. Yeah, for some reason it's just not liking those files, and I think it could be. we'll talk a little later about what's going on this side as far as files and everything and those types of files and stuff. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna go into at least your intro because I got your intro part up, that intro up, and then we'll go with a couple of other tracks that we've got that we were able to get down on you, and then we're definitely gonna make it right. But this Inception, you say that's an intro? You say that's an actual intro?
Yeah, that's the intro of the album. And what before you play it, I wanted to tell you the inspiration of that. Like, it's
Okay,
called Inception,
okay.
and just like it's the inspiration of it is like it's just trumpet and percussion. So one of my main good friends in music and in life, Alicoy Pete from Los Angeles, who's a great MC himself, goes by the name of Mike Holden. He played percussion on this, and it was just trumpet and percussion and inception, meaning the beginning. Like the beginning of music comes from the drums and voice,
Wow,
from
wow.
rhythm and voice. You know,
Yes, yes.
so kind of like my trumpet is like that voice, and Alicoy plays the rhythm. So that's what it was all about, and just influence from African drumming, and because that's the inception of all civilization,
I,
you know, African
I love
civilization,
it.
African culture,
I
you
love
know.
it.
So that's what I wanted to start the album with.
I love it. I love it. Okay, okay. Well, that's exactly what we'll do,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen. We are going to, for the
Yes,
first
sir.
time, we're going to premiere Mr. Nabate Isles track Inception, and this is an introduction, so it's a short introduction, but we'll get a chance to hear what he's about and what he's doing. This is called Inception, and this is on WBOK Radio. You heard it first here, so check it out. Inception, Mr. Nabate Isles. All right.
Muted. Unmuted.
Wow, I love it, man. Man, I tell you, that gives me the
Wow.
vacation type vibe. You know, it makes you just want to kick back and just lay back in a chair and just really just drink a nice drink or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just really relax, man. That's got a very relaxing feel to it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yo, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, just it's just all about that rhythm, that rhythmic pulse that music is all about. First and foremost, it's about pulse and rhythm. It's about that at the end of the day. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
What do
Oh
you got?
yeah, it's definitely relatable in many aspects of sounds. Um, yeah, I heard some African in there. I heard some jazz in there. I heard some smooth jazz. I heard a little bit of funk in there. So yeah, you definitely captured a lot of different sounds that were, I think, appeasing um, to my energy flow. You know, kind of made me just wanna. Kind of like I was about to have some Cosby going on right there. You know how they play the music in the beginning?
Yeah, well, you know,
It's the Big Cosby Show, the beginning.
I
Yeah,
love it. I
I
love
never
it.
thought about that. I never thought about that. Yeah, that beginning. That beginning. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah. I
Yes.
grew up watching that show. That was right when I was in grade school, going to middle school.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
wow. That's crazy.
She got it. She,
So.
Well, it just popped up in my mind. Like all of a sudden, I found myself dancing like the
yeah,
Cosby Show. I was like,
yeah,
"Yo, this reminds me of the Cosby Show intro." Like, get you up and start doing your little dance.
yeah.
Everybody doing the daggum thing. So yeah, I'm loving it.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
so